Hi, welcome back. What I'm going to do today is cut the panel for the back wall there, as I've painted the other walls and finished flushing them and sanding them. That's in my previous videos, because I've done this as a step-by-step thing. I just find it easier that way, and it's easier for people to pick up on things if I do it step by step, as opposed to do a complete video and you skim through things too fast. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I get my angles for the sides of my walls, and go through that, and just show you, the easiest way of getting scribing walls in. So what I'm going to use, I'm using an OSB panel, which is over there, and I've got another one over there, which I'm going to cut up. And so I'll go through what I do. First off, what I do is I put like a straight edge on the floor. In this case, I've got a spirit level. And then what I'm going to do, I've got this T-square, which I use for cutting my plasterboard, but it gives me a square, and it's always easy to work from a square. And then what I'll do is put the T-square on top of the straight edge like that, and then I'll measure in, get it to so it's about 1200 away from that wall. And as soon as I have 1200, I'll measure the top and the bottom. Now that is out, that's about 1215 at the bottom, at 1213 at the bottom. So that means that where that square is on my sheet, I've got 10 mil difference top to bottom. And then this side here, got 1440 at the top and 1430 at the bottom. So that means my sheet is like a parallelogram almost. So then what I'll do is I'll bring this in, because I know the bottom is 1210. And then what I'll do is I'll clamp that in position. If I can find where I left my clamps. So what I'll do is, in the meantime, is I'll actually mark it. And then I'll mark from the top there 1200. And that gives me my cut up. And then the other side was 1440. So I'll mark that at the top, and then at the bottom it was 1430. And then once I've done that, I use this straight edge to mark the lines. And then the straight edge this side to mark the lines this side. And then I'll make lots of noise. Put my safety glasses on first. And my gloves back on. then once I've cut that, I shall take my spirit level out of the way, off the bottom. Get that out of the way. The other thing I'm going to do is measure up, because in the corner I have a plug. Which I'll make about 150 mil in, 300 mil up. So I'll mark that and drill that in. Where's my drill gone? That's it. Got my old trusty hole saw. That's that done. Take the battery back out of there. Right, and then move this into position. Feed that through there. There we go. And as you can see, nice scribe that side, and a good scribe that side. I'll just nail on the sheet now. The battery in would be a good idea. Yeah. Okay, this does this sometimes, it misfires. When it does that, always disconnect the battery. And then push that back in there. And then reconnect that. And then re-put that in, and then reconnect the battery. Yeah, that's got it. Good. Down there. Right. As far as again. Right. Back down. So. That's it. And that's all nailed on. So, yeah. So that's what that looks like. And I'll do the top panel in a minute. As you can see, starting to take shape now. And so she's good. And the OSB board at the back is there as a feature. If you're going to have a feature wall, I like it. It's a nice feature. And then that's what the front of the house looks like. I've got to put, I'm looking at, what I normally do is I build so much and then I look at it and see if I need to change anything, if I'm going to do something. And go from there really. So I put the two mirrors on the side to make it look like there's two windows there, and then I've kept them in line, the mirror in line with the glass, so you've got that straight line coming across at this height. And the reason I do that is so as you always work to lines in architecture and construction. Because that's what your eye is drawn to. Your eye is always drawn to lines. So anyway, so this is how I'm wasting my day. And have a good day, guys. And see you next time.